We'll give it. Thank you. All right. It is just about, if not 6:30 p.m. September 9th, 2025. I'd like to call the Board of Zoning Appeals monthly meeting to order. And if I could have everyone stand up and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Can I get roll, please?
Mr. Howe,
Here.
Mr. Coleman, Mr. Vanderian,
Here.
Mr. Creeper.
Here. We do have 3 of our 4 board here, so we do have a quorum. We can move right into old business, which there is none, correct?
Correct.
Very good. Then let's jump right into the new business variance application 25-021, please.
Of course, so location of this, we're looking at South Main Street. It's currently zoned R7 Village, single family residential. The applicant's requesting approval of 2 variances. The first is from section 1221-05D4 to allow for an accessory building to be located on a lot without a principal structure. And the second is to reduce the front yard setback. If you look up here, this small parcel up here outlined in yellow is the subject parcel. You got Main Street over to the west, in the mobile home park at 166 South Main Street here on the east. The property is on the east side of South Main Street, the old village area in front of the mobile home park. It's lot 18 of the Knox Realty Code edition. The property owner also owns the adjacent lot 19 to the north, lots 14 through 17 to the south, and the mobile home park located on about 3.74 acres to the east. Parcel is currently occupied by a portion of the access drive from South Main Street to that park and a 120 square foot shed. The majority of this parcel, along with the adjacent parcels under common ownership, are within the floodplain. Proposal is there's an existing shed that's currently in violation of Pataskala code that was erected without a permit. Cannot approve a permit for that as it does not meet code, hence they are requesting these variances. They want to move that 10 by 12 shed to the west, 5 feet from the south property line, 10 feet from the north property line, 10 feet from the west or front property line on Main Street. There are no existing primary structures on the lot. Here's the site plan that was submitted by the applicant. So we have the property line on Main Street up front, 10 feet from there, 5 feet from the south, and 10 feet total from the north side property line. And there's a photo of the existing shed that the applicant also included in their application. So, section 1221-05B4 states that accessory buildings may not be located on a lot without a principal structure, and pursuant to section 1237-05C1, the front yard setback in the R7 district is 25 feet. The current location is actually within the floodplain, which would require a floodplain development permit and floodproofing of the structure. In the narrative statement that was submitted by the applicant, they stated they want the structure for storage and administrative functions of the mobile home park, as the owner does not live on site, and they believe having a separate structure to conduct property management operations is essential. They also believe the request will not impair the use for development of adjacent properties and is not substantial. They also stated that at the time of purchase in December of last year, they were not aware of the zoning restrictions. They also made mention of additional small plantings and fencing to screen the shed from neighbors and to maintain residential character. Part of our review, staff would offer the following comments. The shed was constructed without a permit and is currently in violation of Pataskala code. 2 variances are necessary based on the proposed location. That's from section 1221-05D4 to allow for an accessory structure to be located on a lot without a principal structure. The existing lot, 0.08 acres, is its own separate individual lot with no existing structures on it, hence the need for this variance. And then from section 1237-05C1 to reduce the front yard setback from 25 feet to 10 feet, 15% or 6% decrease. So if the structure would be left in its current location, they'd still need to get the first variance. And then the current location that they had it on the further east side of this property is in the floodplain, along with the majority of the lot in the adjacent owned lots. It's a mix of zones A, E, and X, AE being the high risk area and X being a low to moderate risk. That just refers to the probability of flooding in every given year, not the actual frequency of it. And if there's any structures in the floodplain, it requires a floodplain development permit, flood proofing of the structure, and they have to carry floodplain or flood insurance. Here's a flood map of the property. You can see this big blue area here is everything that's the high-risk area, and the red being the moderate risk. So the narrative also makes mention of additional plantings and a fence. The site plan didn't have any details on that. We'd just like to know where those are proposed and what they're actually going to be. Narrative, if you look through, it also has some responses to the use variance requirements. However, this isn't a use variance request, so those aren't relevant there. Zoning inspector just had the following comments: that it's currently in violation as of 6/12, and we paused the process to allow for the variance to be considered. Did not receive any comments from any other departments or agencies. Surrounding properties to the north, south, and west are all zoned R7 Village Single Family Residential. On the north and south sides of the subject property are vacant lots, and then north and south of those are single family homes. To the east, you have the mobile home park. There are your findings of fact for an area variance. Are also printed in your staff report there. So should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. They address all comments from planning and zoning staff, and that they obtain all necessary permits from the city and the county within 3 months of the date of approval. If you have any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions for staff?
So the request to move the shed, then it takes it out of the floodplain? Is that?
Previously, it was over here on the east side. He would like to move it over to the west to get it out of the floodplain, but he'd still need to get that variance from the front yard setback.
Right.
There's no place you can put it outside of the floodplain without.
We'll call you up.
Is that right?
Sorry, what was that?
When he moves it outside the floodplain, there's no place to put it without encroaching on that setback, right?
For the most part. They'd still need the variance for not having a primary structure on the lot.
Right.
So it's, all of these are their own separate individual lots.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions for staff?
I have no more.
All right, hearing none of that. Mr. Hilton?
I'm not Mr. Hill, I'm actually Robert Thomas, the manager of.
Okay.
He's not-
Before you let us know, if you could face Lisa, raise your right hand and get sworn in.
So sorry, what was your name again?
Robert Thomas.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then Mr. Thomas, you could again repeat your name and your address for the record, please.
My name is Robert Thomas. I live at 166 South Main Street, Lot 19. I am the manager of the property, and we were just wanting to see if we could keep that shed just to be able to meet with tenants, just because he does not live here, and he was wanting to be able to come in and have a safe place for all of us to meet.
How long has the existing shed been there?
I think we got it 6 months ago, I do believe, because we've only had the park for 9 months at this point in time.
Oh, you're new to
Yes.
purchasing the park?
Yes. Yeah, we purchased off of Mark Van Buren originally about 9 months ago, and we just started taking over it and improving the property and trying to do as much as we possibly can to do that. And we do need the shed to be able to meet with tenants and, have a safe place to do that. We can't intrude on their homes and stuff like that. So that was one of our concerns. I
Okay,
apologize. I don't know too much about this. This is my first time doing anything like this, so I apologize.
fair enough. Were you aware of these zoning restrictions when you brought the
No,
shed
I
in?
was not whatsoever. And we asked the old owner, Mark Van Buren, about any restrictions, and he told us there was none whatsoever. We could set a shed that wasn't in the ground there because it's not a permanent structure, and that's just what he told us.
Mhm.
So I'm figuring his position out here, he was telling the truth. I'm sure you know Mark Van Buren yourself.
Very good. Anything from Mr. Thomas?
No.
All right, sir. You go ahead and have a seat. May call you back, but. And we have heard nothing from any of the local neighbors.
I have received it.
Any thoughts? Hear none of the right to findings of fact? Okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, findings of fact, variance application 25-021A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. he wants to make a beneficial use of the property because of the office. So I'd say yes. B, whether unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. Floodplain is certainly a unique physical condition,
And there's no primary structure.
and there's no primary structure. So, yep, I think we're good with yes. C, whether the variance requested is substantial. No, it's more than 50%. And, well, I'd have to say it is. I mean,
Yes.
go from 0 to 1. So, yes, it is substantial. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered, or adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as the result of the variance. And I see no to both of those.
I agree.
Okay, D would be no. E, whether the variance if granted will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent properties, and based on what he's doing, it would not infringe in that.
Agree.
Floodplain is more of a hurdle, I think. F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare. I don't see any negative on the public welfare.
Agree.
No. G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. No, it's not.
Would not.
Yep. Whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of the zoning restrictions, and he testified that they did not know of it. Say no. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. If there's a shed there, it has to have a variance, so I'll say no on that.
Agree.
And J, whether the variance, if granted, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and requests, or represent the least modifications possible of the requirement at issue. And I believe it will. They don't have much choice what they can do with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, okay. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. Comfortable with yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, variance or findings of fact, variance application 25021. We have yes for A, B, C, J, and for K, and then we have no for D, E, F, G, H, and for I. Is there any further discussion? If there's none, can I get a motion?
Mr. Howe? I don't believe there is, but I don't know if you want to see if there's anyone else that would like to speak on the application.
Very good, thank you for that. Is there anybody that would like to, besides Mr. Thomas, would like to speak on that? Can you step up, please? Thank you. If you could come up to the podium.
Hi.
I'm going to have you get sworn into Lisa. So if you could face Lisa and raise your right hand.
You swear or affirm the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Speaker.
And can I get your name and address, please?
I am Susie Boyd, and we live at 177 South Main. We're right across from the lot. And I guess I didn't realize that we had to submit questions or, whatever in writing. And one of the concerns that we have is if this variance is granted, is this variance only good for that building? Or will they be able to add more buildings with that building?
Well, anything as far as adding would require a permit. And so they would have to go through a permit process to do that, and that would have to be looked at that point. This is just to move that shed that's existing right now. It's sitting there as we speak.
Okay. Also, excuse me, I'm legally blind. I cannot see your map.
Okay.
How close to that sidewalk on the west side will that building come then?
10 feet. That's the variance, or the setback we're looking at, 10, right?
Correct.
It'll be 10 feet behind the sidewalk.
Correct. You'll have the sidewalk, 10 feet, in the building.
Okay, and is it going to be located, like they're just basically going to pick that building up and bring it straight?
More or less, can you tell us the side the two side setbacks. I think it was the south side,
So it'd be 10 feet from the north side, and 5
Which is the
feet from
drive.
the south side. But it's a very long, skinny lot.
right.
But it'd be about 3 feet off of the access drive going to the park right now from Main Street.
So it's going to actually be moving north?
It might
I don't know
be,
where the original position was. I only know where they're proposing to put it now.
It looks like it's right in the middle of that open
Yeah.
space.
the problem is there's that floodplain. They need to take it
Right.
out of that floodplain. So they're moving it to the least, moving it as little as possible to get out of that plane, to make that a little bit more habitable, if you will. But 10 feet back, 10 feet from the northern edge of it, and then 5 from the southern.
5 from the south property line of that property. And then there's
Of that property.
four adjacent lots to the south that he also owns.
Right,
But those won't be affected
No.
by this variance.
correct.
And anything else that they decide or want to put on that lot has to have permits.
If it's requiring building another building, yes. I mean, And any development of that lot would have to have a permit.
Okay. And then what about, there's going to be landscaping put around it, did you say?
Well, the applicant did mention some landscaping, but what we're considering today for the variance has nothing to do with landscaping, so we really didn't go into it. So I don't have an answer for you because that's not really what we're considering at this point. We're considering the setback from the front and the idea that they're having a building or an accessory building on the lot without a home.
Right.
Typically, you have to have a residential or a home or building or something there before you can do that. So he has to have a variance to have that be allowed. That's
Okay.
all that we're considering at this time.
Okay. We would like some type of landscaping,
Absolutely.
if there's anything,
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not this meeting.
right?
And we certainly can't, what we're considering won't move that one or the other. But I believe, you know where that is. It's an office. They're going to be working on there. I would suggest that you establish a relationship with them and not this meeting, mind you, but
Right.
establish a relationship and then maybe you can work something out that everyone's extremely happy. It seems like, to me, just my opinion, and this isn't what we're considering, that they're trying to upgrade and improve that area. The building itself is actually a pretty nice shed. I mean, it's in good shape and it looks, I went and looked at it. That's why they just have to move that. Otherwise it's not safe where it's at right now.
Yeah, okay.
I think
Okay.
you can imagine. You've been there. How long you been in your home?
13 years.
Yeah. So you've seen some flooding over there and
Yes.
you know exactly what
Yeah,
you're
the
talking
flooding comes clear up to Main Street
about. I bet it does.
when it floods.
Yeah.
So it won't matter where the building is.
Well, on paper it does, but you're right.
Yeah.
It may not.
Yeah.
I appreciate your comments. Anything else
Okay.
that we can clear up for?
No, that's good. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. So, anyone else would like to speak or have questions? If not, we got the findings of fact done. Can I go to motion?
I'll move to approve a variance application VA 25-021 with the following conditions. The applicant shall address all planning and zoning staff comments, and the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 3 months of the date of approval.
Perfect. Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll please.
Mr. Van Duren,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes?
Mr. Howe.
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Thomas, this application variance has been approved. And my suggestion, recommendation is get with the neighbors close by and keep everybody happy. Thank you. And Mr. Thomas, you don't have to stay if you don't want to for the rest of the meeting. You're not obligated. Moving on to variance application 25-023.
The location of this variance is 46 Second Avenue. Its current zoning is R7, Village Single Family Residential. and the applicant is requesting approval of two variances, one from section 1237.05C1 to allow for a reduction in the minimum required front yard setback, and one from section 1237.05C2 to allow for a reduction in the minimum required side yard setback. This is the property, not Main Street. Second Avenue is down here, the existing house is here. The lot is currently 0.24 acres, it is 75 feet wide and 140 feet deep. It's occupied by an 836 square foot house and attached garage, built in 2000 and a shed in 1946, with a driveway. The house is legally non-conforming to the required side yard setbacks, the side yard setbacks being 11 feet from the west and 2 feet from the east. The first part of the proposal is to build a 16-foot wide, 9-foot deep front porch setback 16.9 feet from the front property line. The second part is to build a patio on the back and west sides of the house that's set back 7.3 feet from the western property line. Section 1237.05C1 requires the front yard setback to be 25 feet. Section 1237.05C2 requires the combined side yard setback to be 15 feet with a minimum of 7 feet on each side. This is the site plan of the property. This is where the front porch is proposed to be built. Instead of the mandatory 25 feet, it would only be set back 16.9 feet from the road. And then the patio in the back is also proposed, and it meets the minimum required 7-foot side yard setback to the west. But the cumulative side yard setback, since this side on the east is only 2 feet, it would not meet the minimum 15 feet combined side yard setback, which is why the variance is requested. The applicant believes that the request is not substantial and the delivery of government services would not be impaired. The applicant believes that the unique circumstances prevent the property from adhering to zoning regulations and the variance is necessary to expand the front porch. The front porch expansion would match surrounding homes, and the applicant did not know about zoning restrictions when they purchased the property. As mentioned above, section 1237.05C1 states that the required front yard setback in the R7 district is 25 feet, and section 1237.05C2 states that the required combined yard setback is 15 feet with a minimum of 7 feet on each side. The first variance request is to allow for a front porch to be set back only 16.9 feet instead of 25, a reduction of 32% in the minimum required front yard setback. The second variance requested is to allow for a reduction of 38% in the minimum required combined side yard setback, from 15 to a total of 9.33 feet to allow for the patio to be built. The current house is already legally non-conforming with their side yard setbacks. The current western setback is 11 feet and the eastern setback is 2 feet for a total of 13 feet. And a variance is still requested because of the new builds would increase the non-conformance from 14 to 38%. Should the variance be approved, the applicant will need to submit for a porch and patio permit with the Planning and Zoning Department and a building permit from the Licking County Building Code Department before beginning construction. We didn't get any comments from any other departments and agencies. The surrounding properties are all R7 Village Single Family Residential, and they're all single family. These are the findings of facts located in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of date of approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
The combined side yard setback for both sides added together is 15. So currently it's not conforming. And it's at 11 now,
Is that 13 combined?
13. Thank you. Sorry about that. Any questions for staff?
No, pretty straightforward.
Is Kimberly Kennedy here? Anyone to speak on this? No? Okay, that makes it easy. You're holding out on us.
You swear.
I did.
All right, can I get,
Brandon Galen, 257 South Main Street.
okay.
This is for my mother-in-law, so I know very little, but I can give you whatever you need me to give you.
Okay. How long has your mother-in-law been in or owned the home?
For about a year now. So she lives in Bellefonte. She hasn't even moved here yet.
Oh, I see. See the house empty?
Yeah, so she's adding on an addition to the back. She's cutting the whole thing. So completely brand new.
Oh, well. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Gaelic? Gaelic, right?
Yep.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. But your mother-in-law, you did well.
All right.
All right, if there's no further discussion, and that home is actually a very well-kept home. And I don't know, it just, their size of that lot is very,
It's a unique situation.
very unique.
And
Yeah.
It'll
And
just improve,
And I don't think it's going to hurt the neighborhood by any means.
just improve it.
All right, anyone else to speak on that, on this before I move on? Hearing none, I'm going to move to findings of fact, variance application. Did I got this wrong? 24, huh?
23.
23, does this one say 24?
VA 25-023.
24 or 23?
23.
Variance application 25-023A, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return, if there can be a beneficial use of the property. I believe that that's already in place.
Yes.
So say yes. We talked about unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity in the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. I think we agreed the lot size is certainly a unique physical circumstance.
Agreed.
C, whether the variance requested is substantial. We're going from, 15 down to,
I mean, it's already non-conforming, so
yeah, so it's just adding to it. So I'm gonna say yes, just because, I mean, it's adding, not that I think a lot can be done because of that. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood will be substantially altered or the adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. And I don't believe that it will.
Agreed.
No. E, whether the variance if granted will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use of the adjacent properties, and it's not infringing on the adjacent properties, so no.
Agreed.
F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare, and again, I put no, I think it shouldn't have any negative effect in that regard. G, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. No. There's no reason that would happen, so I'm going to say no. H, whether the property owner purchases subject property with knowledge of the restriction. Ooh, excuse me. And the staff report said no on that. I, whether the variance or the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance, and because of the, already non-conforming situation, I have to say no.
Agreed.
Okay. J, whether the variance, if granted, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. And it doesn't look like it's
I would,
way overboard as far as size of the stuff. I'm going to say yes on that.
Agreed.
Okay, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting this variance. And again, I'm comfortable with yes.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, so findings of fact 25 variance application 25-023. We have yes for A, B, C, J, and for K, and we have no for D, E, F, G, H, and for I. And any other discussion? None, can I get a motion?
I move to approve two variances for variance application VA-25-023 with the following conditions. Applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of date of approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Can I get a second? I got a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Vinnegar?
Yes.
Mr. Howell?
Yes. And Variance application 25-023 has been approved as submitted. Mr. Gaelick, you can let them know so you can move forward. All right. Moving on to variance application 25-024. And Sept, please.
The applicant for this variance is Captain MacArthur. The location is 54 Mill Street. The zoning is R7, Village Single Family Residential. And the applicant is requesting approval of 3 variances. 1 to allow for an accessory building to be located on a lot without a principal structure. 1 to allow for an increase in the maximum allowed square footage of all accessory buildings on a lot. And 1 to allow for a reduction in the minimum required front yard setback. This is the area view of the property. The lot in question is right here. There's a current garage located here, and the house that the garage is associated with is located on a separate lot over here. It is a 0.32 acre parcel currently occupied by a 720 square foot garage built in 1950, located in the northeast corner of the parcel. 54 Mill Street also covers another parcel to the west of the subject parcel, and that parcel is currently occupied by a 1,000 square foot single family house built in 1915. The applicant proposes to build a 22 foot wide by 25 foot long, unenclosed metal carport with a total area of 550 square feet on a lot without a principal structure. Located to the right of the current garage in the northeast corner of the lot, and will be set back 10 feet from the eastern property line on Wood Street. Section 1221.05 D4 states that accessory buildings cannot be located on a lot without a principal structure. Section 1221.05 B1 states that the maximum allowed square footage for all accessory buildings on a lot less than 2 acres is determined by an answer to a formula, which for this lot is 620 square feet. Section 1237.05 C1 states that the minimum required front yard setback in the R7 zoning district is 25 feet. This is the proposed site plan of the property. The new carport will be located right up here above the current garage. The applicant believes that the request would not alter the character of the neighborhood and would not be detrimental to the public welfare. They believe that there are unique circumstances that prevent the property from adhering to their zoning restrictions, and that the requested variance is the minimum that would solve the issue. They were not aware of the zoning restrictions when they purchased the property. As mentioned above, section 1221.05 D4 states that accessory buildings cannot be located on a lot without a principal structure. Section 1221.05 B1 states that the maximum allowed square footage for this lot for all accessory buildings is 620 square feet, and section 1237.05 C1 states that the minimum required front yard setback is 25 feet. The first variance request is for the carport to be located on a lot without a principal structure. The second is to allow for the combined area of all accessory buildings on a lot to exceed the maximum 620 square feet allowed. The current garage is 720 square feet, and the carport would add another 550 square feet for a total of about 1,270 square feet, or an increase of 103.5% of the maximum. The number in red being a correction from the guys' staff reports. The third variance request is to allow for a reduction in the minimum required front yard setback from 25 to 10 feet. The current garage is only set back 10 feet from Wood Street, and the proposed carport would match the setback of the current garage. Should the variance be approved, the applicant would need to submit for an accessory building permit with planning and zoning and a building permit with Licking County Building Code Department before construction. We received no other comments from any other departments or agencies. The surrounding zoning of the property are all R7 as well, and mostly single family with one undeveloped lot nearby. These are the findings of fact located in the staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Already, the garage that, or the accessory building that's in place is exceeding the square footage, is that correct? If those two properties were combined as one property, would that square footage allowance be going up?
It would go up, yes.
Okay.
It would still be below,
Not enough.
it'd still be not enough for what they're.
Gotcha. And nothing from any of the neighbors? Thank you. Any other questions for the team? Hearing none, is someone here to speak on this? Ms. MacArthur? Can I have your name and address, please?
I beg your pardon?
Your name and address for the record?
Kathy MacArthur, 54 Mills Street.
You're the owner.
Pardon me?
You're the owner of the property.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Well, you've heard the staff presentation. Is there anything you'd like to clarify or add?
No.
Okay. And basically what I'm looking at is you're just adding a carport to the north of your existing garage.
Yes.
And
The garage is in good shape, but I don't think it can handle an up and down garage door, and I just need cover over the vehicles.
gotcha. Now, how long have you been in this home?
30-some years?
Quite a while. Huh? So were you aware of this zoning restriction? I
Not
don't even think it
until
existed then, did it?
wanted to do this.
Yeah. So I'm going to say no, because I don't think it even existed when 30 years ago. It changed since then. All right. Do you have anything that you'd like to add or comments for us?
No.
Well, I'm sorry that I put you on the spot here.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, thank you. If you'd like to go ahead and have a seat, we will move, without objection, move to findings of fact.
No objections?
Findings of fact, variance application 25024A. Whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return, if there can be a beneficial use of the property. And I think yes is the answer to that. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances and conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. What are the unique physical circumstances?
There's not a primary structure on it.
Very good. It is about one way of proving, aren't we? And it's already got the one unit that's already exceeded the square footage, so we'll say yes. C, whether the variance requested is substantial, and again, I think we have to say yes on that. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or the adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. And, I can't see where it would. You say no?
Agreed.
Agreed.
E, whether the variance, if granted, will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent properties. You say no, it's not really infringing on them.
Agreed.
F, whether the variance granted will be detrimental to the public welfare.
No.
Don't
No.
see any. Put no. J, whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services. Again, no.
Nope.
H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of this restriction, and she testified that they did not actually. They kind of determined that it was in existence. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. I'm going to say no. If they're going to put a roof over the car, they have to have variance. So we'll say no.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether the variance of granted will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. So yes?
Yep, comfortable.
Okay. And for K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting this variance. Again, comfortable with yes.
Yeah.
All right, findings of fact, variance application 25-024. We have yes for A, B, C, J, and K. And we have no for D, E, F, G, and H, and for I. Any other discussion? If not, can I get a motion?
I move to approve 3 variances for variance application VA 25-024 with the following condition: that the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Department within 1 year of the date of approval.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Van Ryn,
Yes.
Mr. Hubert,
Yes?
Mr. Hubble.
Yes. Thank you. Variance application 25-024 has been approved as submitted. Mrs. MacArthur, good luck with your carport. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Moving right on to variance application 25-025. Who's gonna?
The applicants for this variance are Scott and Chrissy Webb. The address is 331 Connor Avenue Southwest, currently zoned R20 medium density residential. And the applicants are requesting approval of a variance to allow for an accessory building to be located within the front yard. This is the site plan of the property. The house, you can't see it very well, but it's up here. The lot is 10.7 acres. It's occupied by about 1,000 square foot house built in 2003 and a 530 square foot shed built in 2013. The current shed is located north of the house, and both buildings are set back about 350 feet from the eastern property line on Connor Avenue. In front of the current shed, there's an existing 10-foot wide by 20 feet long concrete slab. The applicant is proposing to build the shed on top of this existing slab within the front yard. The shed will be set back 15 feet from the northern property line and about 310 feet from the eastern property line on Connor Avenue. Section 1221.05 D1 states that all accessory buildings have to be located even with or behind the principal structure of the lot and the side or rear yard. This is the site plan of the property. The house is right here. The current shed is right here. It looks like 2 different sheds. It is actually 1 shed. And the proposed shed would be right here, right in front of it. Also in the back of the property is a chicken coop that does not adhere to accessory building regulations. The applicant believes that the request is not substantial, that it would not be detrimental to public welfare, and that the essential character of the neighborhood would not be altered. They believe that there are unique circumstances that prevent the property from adhering to zoning restrictions, and that the requested variance is the minimum that would solve the issue. They were not aware of the zoning restrictions when they purchased the property. As mentioned above, Section 1221.05 D1 states that all accessory buildings have to be located even with the principal structure of the lot in the side or rear yard. The variance requested is for a shed to be built 40 feet in front of the principal structure of the lot. Should the variance be approved, the applicant will need to submit for an accessory building permit with the Planning and Zoning Department. Staff have no further comments, and we did not receive comments from any other departments or agencies. These are the findings of fact located in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala and the Licking County Building Code Department within 1 year of the date of approval. Happy to answer any questions.
I have none. Sir?
No.
No.
Okay, is Mr. and Mrs. Webb here? Sure. Great. And name and address, please. Name and address for the record?
Oh, Scott Webb, 331 Pine Avenue.
Very good. Mr. Webb, you heard the presentation, probably already got a copy of it, I would
Yes, sir.
think. Anything that you want to add to it or clarify?
Pretty simple, I think.
I'm curious, why is that concrete pad there?
I just parked a little trailer on it.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's just a little haul-in trailer, so.
Mhm. And were you aware of the zoning restriction when you purchased the home? How long have you been in the home?
We moved here in 2016.
Oh, wow, welcome. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Anything from Mr. Webb?
Nope. I'm good.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else to speak on this variance application? Hearing none, I guess we'll go to findings of fact. Findings of fact, variance application 25-025A. Whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return, or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. And I believe that there can be and is. B, whether our unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations such that a variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. In this case, I gotta say no. I mean, there's plenty of land there to, you could always build behind. So you comfortable with no?
Yes.
Okay, C, whether the variance requested is substantial. And offer shed of front yard.
I'd say no.
I say no.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that. Okay, C was no. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or adjoining properties would suffer a substantial detriment as a result of the variance. And I'm real comfortable with no on that.
Agree.
It's pretty well secluded, actually. E, whether the variance if granted will substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of any adjacent property. And again, no, it's not encroaching on that.
Agree.
F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare. I don't see any negative impact there.
No.
No. G, whether the variance, if granted, would adversely affect the delivery of government services. Again, I don't see any negative impact there.
Agree.
Okay. H, whether the property owner purchased subject property with knowledge of the restriction. He said he did not know that. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. Yeah, we could, we could build it to code. Okay. J, whether the variance, if granted, will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. And since there's already a PED there, I'm going to say yes.
Agreed.
It's already got the foundation, if you will, for this building. Okay, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. Comfortable with yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. I am too. Variance application 25-025, we got yes for A, I, J, and for K. And we have no for B, C, D, E, F, G, and for H. If there's no other discussion, I'll go ahead and make a motion. I move to approve the variance for variance application variant VA 25-025 with the following condition. And that condition is the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala within 1 year of the date of this approval. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll please.
Mr. Vander
Yes.
Mr. Draper,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Variance application 25-025 has been accepted. Mr. Webb? Good luck with the new shed.
Have a good evening.
You did the same. Thank you. Okay. Variance application 25-026.
The address for this variance is 1162 Cunningham Avenue. Its zoning is R10, high-density residential, and the applicant is requesting approval of a variance to allow for a gravel driveway extension in a platted subdivision. This is what the property looks like. Cunningham Avenue is right here. The property is 0.2 acres, occupied by a 2,800 square foot single-family house built in 2024. The current driveway, approved along with the house, is currently 16 feet wide between the sidewalk and the garage, with a 3-foot apron on both sides between the sidewalk and the road. The applicant is proposing to keep an extension to the driveway made of gravel. On the south side of the current driveway, that extension adds 18 inches of width to the driveway and runs 28 feet from the sidewalk to the walkway to the house. And on the north side of the current driveway, the extension adds another 18 inches of width to the driveway and runs 30 feet from the garage to the sidewalk. Section 1291.02A4 states that driveways in a platted subdivision must be made of concrete, asphalt, and pavers. You can't see this very well, but the extensions are right here, and this is what they look like. The applicant believes that the request is not substantial, that it would not be detrimental to the public welfare, and that the essential character of the neighborhood would not be altered. They believe that this is the minimum variance to provide relief, and they were not aware of the zoning restrictions at the time they purchased the property. So, as mentioned above, section 1291.02A4 states that all driveways within a platted subdivision must be paved. A variance is requested to allow for a gravel driveway extension installed without a permit to be kept. Should the variance be approved, the applicant will need to submit for a driveway permit with the Planning and Zoning Department. Staff has no other comments. The zoning inspector comments that the property is currently in the code violation process for an extension to a driveway and a gravel driveway without a permit. The first notification was given August 5th, and the official violation letter was given August 19th. The code violation has been paused to allow for a variance application to be pursued. The Public Service Department comments that if the gravel is to remain, it cannot extend to the sidewalk. It must be tapered at a 45-degree angle on both sides of the driveway as it approaches the sidewalk. It cannot remain as it is all the way to the sidewalk. And we received no other comments from any other departments or agencies. All the other properties surrounding the house are R10 as well and single family as well. These are the findings of fact located in your staff report. And should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala within 3 months of the date of approval, and the applicant shall address all comments to the Planning and Zoning Department and the Public Service Department. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. Is Mr. DeHall,
Yes.
is there ready to step up? And I'm gonna have you get sworn in to Lisa. Thank you, sir. Can I get your name and address for the record?
Kishab Dahal, 1162 Cunningham Avenue.
You're the property owner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You heard the staff presentation, probably received a copy. Anything you want to add to it or clarify for us?
It's like, I feel like it's a little bit, it's not extension for the driveway, but it's a decoration. So it was a little bit wrong there. I talked to them also when I came there. My wife started doing that already. And when I measured physically, I came here and I said 18 inches, but I never measured that. But when I got home, like it's only 16 inches
Okay.
on the also, both sides. So it's not very wide or anything like that, but it's just the white stone decoration on both sides of the driveway.
Gotcha. The thing I'm curious about is there's any feedback or any concern with your homeowners association?
No, I talked to them. I filed application with them too, with the $25, and then they said, yeah, if the city approve it, like they don't have any concern with that.
Okay. And you saw the staff got where it can't reach all the way to the sidewalk, or it has to have a 45-degree angle. Did you understand that?
Yeah, still there is like, what is that called, like that?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not straight like it's too wide, no.
Okay,
It's just 16 inches.
gotcha. Thank you. Anything for Mr. Dahl?
You don't park on the stone?
No, we don't park, like I told them too, like, I'm not gonna put my
Yeah.
car wheels on the white
That's
stone.
Okay.
It's totally fit 2 cars side by side without putting there.
Anything else? All right, unless you got something else, go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
We received no comments from neighbors or.
Oh, good question. Yeah. Should have asked that. Anyone else to speak on variance application 25026? Hearing none, I'll go right to findings of fact. A, whether the or for variance application 25026, whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return, or if there can be a beneficial use of the property. Of course, there is a beneficial use of the property. Yes. B, whether there are unique physical circumstances or conditions that prohibit the property being developed in strict conformity with the zoning regulations, such as the variance is necessary to enable the reasonable use of the property. And I don't see any, so I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. C, whether the variance requested is substantial. I don't know if we have a percentage, but to me it seems no.
I agree.
Okay. D, whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or adjoining properties would suffer substantial detriment as a result of the variance, and I don't see where it would negatively affect.
Agree.
So I'm going to say no for D. E, whether the variance if granted will be substantially or permanently impair the appropriate use or development of adjacent property. Again, it's not encroaching on it, so we'll say no. F, whether the variance if granted will be detrimental to the public welfare. Say no. And whether the variance if granted would adversely affect the delivery of government services, which is G. Again, it should not be a problem. H, whether the property owner purchased the subject property with knowledge of the zoning restriction. I think that was in the packet that he did not. Yeah, so no. I, whether the property owner's predicament can be obviated through some other method than variance. Yeah, we can remove it, or you can, pave it, I guess. So it can be. Okay. J, whether the variance if granted will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least modification possible of the requirement at issue. Considering that it's already installed, I'd have to say yes.
Agree.
Okay. And K, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance. And I think it's well presented, and I think yes is a good answer for that.
I agree.
So, variance findings of fact, variance application 25-026. We have yes for A, I, J, and for K, and no for all others, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And there's no other discussion. Can we move to motion?
I move to approve variance application VA-25-026 with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the city of Pataskala within 3 months of the date of approval. The applicant shall address all comments from the planning and zoning department and public service department.
Thank you. Motion, can I get a second?
Second.
And motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Van Buren?
Yes.
Mr. Powell?
Yes. Okay, variance application 25-026 has been approved as submitted. Mr. DeHall, you're all set. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank
you. Appreciate that. All right. I think we're moving to conditional use now. Conditional use 25-006.
Of course, so location of this is 147 Cypress Street. It's actually 2 lots that are zoned M1 light manufacturing. The applicant is requesting approval of conditional use of the property to be used as a vehicle storage facility. So these are the 2 parcels in question outlined in yellow here. Cypress Street to the north. It's 2 lots, both of them with the same address. Both have frontage on to Cypress Street to the north. The first one, lot 3 of the Taylor Road Commercial Park, is about 2.26 acres in size. Has a shared access through lot 4 to get to Cypress Street. Currently occupied by gravel surface parking, a 6-foot fence, and existing tree lines along the northwest and south sides. The second lot is lot 4 of the Taylor Road Commercial Park, 2.3 acres in size, with direct access to Cypress Street, gravel surface parking, that 6-foot fence, and existing tree lines along the northwest and south sides of the property. Proposal is to establish an outdoor storage facility for trucks, trailers, boats, RVs, and other vehicles pursuant to section 12.104 part 4. Any use involving the service, storage, or maintenance of vehicles is a conditional use in the M1 zoning district. As proposed, the facility is going to contain 88 spaces total, 58 60-foot long spaces and 30-foot long spaces. The surrounding the gravel paved area is a 6-foot fence that was in poor condition and is currently in violation of Pataskala code. Here's the site plan that was submitted by the applicant. So we have Cypress Street to the north, just kind of showing the outline of the parking area. You can see the existing trees and vegetation are going to remain on the sides there. And here's kind of an exhibit showing how the parking is going to be laid out with the 60-foot, 30-foot spaces. So proposal, also the site plan states the existing fence is going to be repaired. The tree lines with vegetation along all sides will be retained for additional screening. The narrative statement that was submitted by the applicant, they say that there's going to be no on-site employees. Access is supposed to be 24 hours, but the gates will be closed at night with a padlock or a keypad. Here's kind of a look at the existing conditions on the site. So this is looking towards the southeast from like the northwest corner of the property. So you kind of see the fence there. Tree line. This is looking directly south from Cypress Street, and this is kind of looking towards the southwest from the entrance there on Cypress. Also stated in the narrative, the applicant believes proposed use will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses. They also believe the site is adequately served by all essential public facilities and will not create interference with traffic on surrounding thoroughfares. We also believe that the use will not involve any activities, equipment, or anything else that will be detrimental to any person to the property. Staff would offer the following comments. Comprehensive plan recommends flex industrial, which is your basic light manufacturing uses, so the proposed use will fall in line with the recommendations of the comprehensive plan. It's also a conditional use under the current F1 zoning. Property is currently in violation of Pataskala code for both the condition of the existing fence and the use of the property. The lot was being used for outdoor storage previously and is currently without any permits. The existing fence is also in disrepair. Pursuant to section 129102A5, all off-street parking shall be graded and maintained so that water does not unreasonably accumulate on such areas. All surface areas have to be maintained free of potholes, litter, glass, nails, etc. Currently, there's several large potholes and uneven surfaces throughout the parking area. Additionally, per code, all off-street parking has to be hard surface. Gravel is not permitted, but as it's existing non-conforming, it may remain as such. It just has to be maintained. It'll need to be repaired. That parking surface will have to be repaired. So here's you can see the existing condition. You can see the big potholes and holes and stuff throughout the parking surface coming in to the entrance here. Additionally, section 128307B states that M1 users have to provide L2 type screening. That's the 3-foot tall shrub screen with one tree for every 30 feet of frontage along the front and sides. And then L5 at the rear if it's abutting a residential use. L5 is a 4 to 6 foot earthen mound with a tree for every 30 feet of frontage or lineal distance. The applicant is proposing to use the existing trees and vegetation as the perimeter screening for this use. Section 1283.06 Part 7 states that the minimum screening standards can be waived for equivalent landscaping plans, and further states that existing vegetation may be used to meet the standards, but it must be protected and maintained. There's a possible condition included with this that if the board determines that the existing vegetation is adequate to screen this proposed use. Otherwise, the applicant will need to either install the screening per code or obtain a variance from that section. And as always, with conditional uses, they have 6 months to carry it out, and may request one extension beyond that. Didn't receive any comments from any other departments or agencies. For surrounding properties to the north and east are zoned M1 light manufacturing, except on the east side is currently a vacant lot. On the north is truck and trailer storage and repair. South is zoned R20, which is medium density residential and single family homes. On the west, you have M1 light manufacturing, which is miscellaneous industrial uses. Findings of fact for conditional use, also printed in your staff report there. Should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, the following conditions may be considered. That the applicant address all comments from planning and zoning staff. The applicant has to carry out the conditional use for the 6 months of date of approval. 3, that the existing vegetation shall be maintained, and any trees which are dead, diseased, or removed shall be replaced with trees meeting the requirements of section 1283.07 Part B. Do you have any questions about this application that you have to answer?
Questions for the team?
I don't.
Not right now.
Thank you. So Mr. High? Come on, step up.
You swear or affirm the testimony about to tell the truth,
And your name and address, please.
Eric High, 147 Cypress Street.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. High, you've, new to this property?
Yes,
How long have you had it?
couple months.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And were you, okay, need that, none of that.
You need that one, yeah.
Nope, that's the end. I got it. I see, I was out there looking around, I see that you started to repair on the fence. We still have more
Yes.
fence repair to go, though, right?
Yes.
The plan is to complete that all the way around?
Yes, yeah.
And the gate, the plan is?
We can put the gate back up or just leave it open. Now, the other truck parking across Cypress, they don't like to have their gate closed. They don't even want a gate on there with the semi trucks coming in and out.
Yeah.
So there's an existing truck company that leases our property now, and they like to have it open. So we can do either way.
There's actually no requirement either way, is there? From our end?
Not specific.
Gotcha. Okay. As far as the landscaping, you understand what the zoning requirement is.
Mhm.
And what is your recommendation or your plan?
We want to leave the existing vegetation and just maintain it.
Okay. Yeah, in combined with the new fence.
Right.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. High?
You asked mine.
Okay, I'm glad to do that. Thank you.
I don't know.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and have a seat. Is there anyone else here to speak on this conditional use? Okay, let's take, ma'am, if you would step up first. Just come on up there. And,
You swear or affirm the testimony about to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
and can I get your name and address?
Barbara Swartz, and 205 Berry Road on the property right behind that.
Gotcha. And you heard that. What is your comments then?
Well, I just have some questions.
Okay.
I know they've been removing the fence because I looked at that, oh my gosh, I can see all those trucks now.
Yeah.
And then I drove around because I wasn't quite sure where 147 was.
Right.
So I drove around and I didn't see any signs, so I thought it was actually the property next to me. I thought, oh, it's going to be behind my 4 acre there. And then I went back a few days later and had a big sign that said 147, so it's behind me.
Yeah.
So they have the trucks there and everything, but I guess they're going to replace the fence, which is good because it was kind of falling apart.
Were you over there recently?
I live behind it.
No.
Oh, you mean when I drove around?
yeah.
Yeah, I went, I think after I got the letter, because I was trying to figure out where's 147. And I didn't see any sign, so I kind of assumed it was the lot next to it because it's not
Sure.
developed.
Yeah.
And then I went back actually yesterday and I saw, or maybe Sunday.
Past couple days.
And then I saw the 147. I thought, oh, it is the one behind.
But did you also see that the fencing that they're putting?
Yeah,
up?
I saw that they were putting a fence and there was a gate, and then the fence went all the way back. And then like I said, I've been going down the road and I can see the trucks now. I thought, what are you removing the fence? And half of the fence was still on mine for a while, but I think today it might be gone. It's been gone all day. But I assume since, yeah. Yeah, I assume since I saw the fence along the side,
Right.
they're not going to not replace it when it's people's backyards.
Right.
So.
It's in process.
So it's gonna be, can I look at him?
Well, we're
Well, it's
talking
gonna
about
be, okay, it's gonna be like campers and RVs. Is it gonna be all those things that they have at the Old Smith Dairy that went out of business? I noticed they're parking all these RVs and campers there. Are they just moving all those over?
No, it's the, there's a current company that leases from us. It's a trucking company. So it's semi trucks that are in there.
Okay, well, I mean, another question, was it gonna be lit? Is there gonna be like
Well,
big lights all over the
we
place?
were planning on putting poles up, like have 80 feet come in and put lights in there. But We don't have to.
No, it doesn't, as long as it doesn't shine my whole backyard.
Oh,
So that's the thing.
yeah, right.
I'm actually surprised that my neighbors aren't here.
They put-
They're not here.
They put lighting in there, and they'll have to get permit for that.
Okay, and so it wouldn't shine my neighbors, so
Exactly.
it's okay. I mean, I honestly remember when that development was not even there. And
Okay.
Lyman Township had the meeting, and I think her name was Connie Klima. She wanted that development. They wanted to go clear through to Summit Road, but nobody would approve that.
Yeah.
And so I just remember the whole thing. They had to put, trees, and I don't think they really did put trees everywhere. But
Okay.
I mean, nothing I can do about it. I mean, there's trucks now that are loud, but you get used to it. Long time ago, they used to just store bags of mulch. And so that was kind of nice. And then it left, and then all of a sudden trucks appeared. But
Yeah, the property's
as long as
changed a
they
couple
have that
times.
fence, good.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Thank you. Yep.
Sorry, I can't see very well.
It's all right. Take your time.
Thanks. You split her for participating in this street work and nothing but this.
And if I can get your name and address, please.
Yes, it's Monica Matthews. My address is 4041 Corder Road here in Pataskala.
And where's that?
Corder Road in
Okay.
Pataskala.
Okay.
I work around the corner from this. I just started. I work on Klima Drive.
Right.
And so we come off of Taylor. And I was here for the last one on this list, but the trucking situation, and I'm not sure which one this is, but the concern has been with my coworkers has been that the fencing has been on the existing truck lot, terrible.
Yes.
It's torn down. They have everything in there. There's been a lot of transients and people getting into cars, even where we are. And we're backed up against the railroad tracks.
Mhm.
I don't know where her property is off of Berry, but there's cars, there's trucks, there's a lot of trash. And there is no fence on that existing lot. People are in there and out of there, I guess, all hours of the day.
Well, the lot in question, there's fence and I think it's no secret, it was in pretty bad shape. So they're putting, it's being
Is
all
that the one
replaced.
he's redeveloping?
At 147, it says you pull in on Cypress, it's on your right.
It's on the right, and it's pretty long, and then there's one more on the corner of Cypress and.
Cypress and Cleveland.
Drive. And that one's a little bit nicer.
That's weed, so that one also.
Yeah,
Full cypress.
that one's been well taken care of.
Yeah.
It's just that there's been so much that has, at one time, I guess it was very nice, or a lot nicer than it is now. And they're really concerned about how it's been graded and the trash has been in the neighborhood.
All right, I appreciate that. I think they're addressing all that for
I
you.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thank you, Ms.
I
Matthews.
take that back.
Anyone else for conditional use 25006?
Can I ask another question?
Come on up.
I just wondered, it said it had 24 hour
24
access,
hours.
so people that own a camper or something, they can come in there any old time, just,
Well, it's mostly going to be these semis because they
I
got a
thought they were
contract with
gonna
us.
be gone.
What's that?
No.
You mean the trucks are still gonna stay?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, they can be loud. I mean, they're better than they were, but sometimes 5:30, 6 o'clock, a driver will come in with his radio blaring,
Hmm.
and then they take off for the day, and then they come back about 4:35 or whatever, and they get better. I don't know if that same driver that plays the loud music is there, but I thought the trucks were all going away. It was just gonna be campers and RVs, quiet.
No, it's mostly going to be the
The
trucks.
same old trucks.
Just like it is today.
Okay, well, they can be loud. I mean, they slam those doors and,
Well, I think if there is a problem, you need to let them know that they can talk to their
well, they've
tenants,
been
if you
better
will.
lately. But I mean, I thought maybe they were moving out. It was just gonna be empty campers, people storing RVs.
Yeah.
So it's actually gonna be more stuff there than it is now. I
Well,
guess.
I mean, the best use of the property, if there's, someone's investing in the property, they want,
Yeah.
they want to get the most out of it.
True.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Any other thoughts?
No.
Any thoughts on that landscaping? Because we have to approve whether we can keep that landscaping the same. I'm comfortable with it the same as long as that fence is updated.
Which sounds like they're doing a good job of that already.
They've already got a good start on it.
It'd be
Without a
better
doubt.
than mounds
Yeah.
and trees.
Definitely.
Okay. So I'm going to move to findings of fact, conditional use 25-006. Number one, is in fact a conditional use is established under the provisional use or provisions of Title III of the Planning and Zoning Code for a specific zoning district of the parcel listed on the application. That would be yes. Two, will be harmonious with and in accordance with the general objectives and or with any specific objective of the city comprehensive plan and or this code. I believe in the presentation I said that it would be. Yes.
Yes.
Three, will be designed, constructed, operated, maintained so as to be harmonious in appearance with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character of the same area. Certainly won't change the character. Hopefully it's just an upgrade of that. So comfortable with yes?
Yeah.
Four, will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses. And it's just parking, so it's not really hazardous.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will not. Okay. Five, will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage, refuse disposal, water and sewer, and schools, or that persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to provide adequately any such services. I'm comfortable with yes on that.
Yes.
Six, will not create excessive additional requirements at public costs for public facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community. So yes, it will not.
Yes, it will not.
Seven, will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions of operations that will be detrimental to any person's property or the general welfare, including but not limited to excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, odor, potential for explosion, and air or water pollution. So we say, yes, it will not. So another
Yes, it will
yes. 8, will have vehicular approaches to the property, which shall be so designed so as not to create interference with traffic on surrounding public thoroughfares. And I believe that's already in existence. Yes.
Yes.
And 9, will not result in destruction, loss, or damage of a natural, scenic, or historic feature of major importance. And I don't see any problem with that. All right, so we got yes for all 9 of the questions. And any other discussion? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
I move to approve a conditional use request for application CU-25-006 with the following conditions. The applicant shall address all comments from the Public Service Department, Pataskala Utilities Department, and Planning and Zoning staff. The applicant shall carry out the conditional use within 6 months from the date of approval pursuant to section 1215.09 of the Pataskala Code. And the existing vegetation shall be maintained. Any trees which are dead, diseased, or removed shall be replaced with trees meeting the requirements of section 1283.07B.
Thank you. Motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussions? Motion and second, no discussion, roll please.
Mr. Howell?
Yes.
Mr. D'Antonio?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes?
Okay, Mr. High, conditional use has been approved. You got 6 months to put it in action. Okay, thank you for your patience. And conditional use 25-007.
course, so the location of this is at 65 East Cleveland Drive. It's currently zoned M1 light manufacturing. The applicant's requesting approval of a conditional use to allow for the property to use as a portable toilet facility. Look up here, this is the parcel in question outlined in yellow. We have East Cleveland Drive over here on the west side of the driveway. It's currently occupied by just over 8,000 square foot commercial structure, 240 square foot shed, about 7,000 square feet of asphalt paved surface parking with shared access to Cleveland Drive to the west, about 10,000 square feet of gravel surface paved outdoor storage area enclosed by a chain link fence. There's also a drainage swale across the front of the property running north to south, and a tree line across the rear east side. The proposal is to establish a portable sanitation rental facility. For the applicant, this use rents and serves as portable restrooms, restroom trailers, and holding tanks for events, construction projects, parks, etc. That use falls under the North American Industry Classification System as use code 5629991 for septic tank related services. Pursuant to section 12510410 of Pataskala Code, that is a conditional use in the M1 zoning district. The applicant is proposing no exterior changes to the site. The office will be located inside the building along with supplies, equipment, and the trucks that we'll be using. The outdoor storage area is going to be used for the storage of portable restrooms, restroom trailers, and delivery trailers. Here's a closer look at the existing conditions on the property. So obviously we have the building here, asphalt paving and shared access to the street here. In the back, the gravel surface enclosed by a chain link fence for outdoor storage. The narrative statement that was submitted by the applicant, they say that all waste collected in the units will be disposed of off-site. The waste will not be stored in the units while they're on the property. Hours of operation are going to be Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The trucks typically returning to the site by 4 p.m. He also stated the site will employ 11 people and utilize medium-duty trucks with attached equipment. The applicant believes proposed use will be operated and maintained to be harmonious with the existing character of the area, will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or neighboring future neighboring uses. He also believes proposed use will not involve activities, materials, equipment, or conditions that will be detrimental to any person's property or the general welfare. Here's some photos that were also included in the application by the applicant, kind of showing the types of units that will be stored on the property, so portable restrooms, transport trailers, and the restroom trailers. Staff will offer the following comments. The comprehensive plan recommends this area as flex industrial, which is for your light manufacturing uses. That means the proposed use does fall in line with the recommendation of the comprehensive plan. It's also a conditional use in the current zoning district M1. Pursuant to section 1291.16, industrial manufacturing uses shall provide one space per 750 square feet for the first 3,000 square feet of floor area plus one for 2,000 square feet thereafter. So with the 8,100 square foot building, we'll have to have 7 parking spaces on site. And pursuant to section 1283.07, M1 users have to provide L2 screening along the frontage, and L2 along the side and rear if they're abutting similar uses. The L2, again, that's the 3-foot shrub screen, the tree every 30 feet. There is an existing chain link fence and a tree line along the rear property line. Again, section 1283.067 states the minimum standards may be waived for equivalent landscaping plan. If the existing fence were to be made opaque by way of attaching a privacy screen and or inserts, it would exceed the L2 requirement of a 3-foot screen. So here's kind of look at the existing conditions on the lot. This is looking towards the east from the front of the property. We've got the building back here. You can kind of see the shed and the chain link fence back here with the tree line. Here's kind of a closer look back into the property. So this is looking kind of back towards the southeast corner here and the northeast corner. So we did add a possible condition if the Board of Zoning Appeals determines that the addition of a privacy screen to the existing fence would be adequate to screen the proposed use. Otherwise, the applicant would need to install screening or pursue a variance from the section code. Again, conditional uses have to be carried out within 6 months of the date of approval. They may request one extension thereafter. The Licking Regional Water District had the following comment: no person shall discharge any deleterious material to any part of the district sanitary sewer system, including but not limited to any solid, liquid, vapor, substance, or waste. So they just can't discharge anything into the sewer system. Public Service Department had the following comments. There is a drainage issue on Wesley Drive, which is east of here. There's a storm sewer that this area relies on that runs through private property, including the back of the subject property. The Public Service Department asks that the property owner reach out to them to work out possibly getting a drainage easement on the rear of the property to allow the city to access that and maintain the drainage back there to hopefully relieve that situation on Wesley Drive. Didn't receive any comments from any of the departments or agencies. Surrounding properties, they're all zoned M1, and they're all in various miscellaneous industrial uses, excepting directly to the east of this, behind it, which is currently vacant. Findings of fact for a conditional use, also printed in your staff report there. Should the board choose to approve the applicant's request, following conditions may be considered. The applicant address all comments from the planning and zoning staff, public service department, and the Lincoln Regional Water District. 2, the applicant has to carry out that conditional use within 6 months. 3, the applicant shall install a privacy screen, inserts, or slats onto the existing chain link fence around the outdoor storage area. And if there's any questions on that application, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions?
I have none.
The screening is just the back property, the back of the property,
It would be around the whole,
The
for
way
the
it's-
fence, yeah, it'd be around the whole outdoor storage area.
no, the landscape screening. Is this all 3 sides then?
Yes.
And the fence suffices for that, as long as they can make it opaque.
If you believe it does. It's your guys' determination.
Gotcha. And we did that, I believe, there's an RV storage right around on Clema, on the other side of Clema, that we approved that a couple of years ago.
I can't follow up on that.
That
Well, I'm an
sounds
old guy.
vaguely familiar.
Yeah. A lot of, yeah. Okay. Anything else for staff? Do I have the applicant here for this?
Yes, sir.
Great. Come on up. Great. And name and address, please.
Larry Perry, 6678 Springview Drive, Westerville, Ohio.
Thank you. Mr. Perry, you're the owner of the business?
Yes, sir.
And are you currently operating?
Am I currently on? Yes, sir.
Where is your headquarters now, I guess?
It's in Columbus.
Columbus? You plan on keeping that too?
No, we're moving.
Moving
Plan
out?
to move, yes.
We're not here. Okay. Obviously, or most likely, the main concern is bringing in waste in there.
Yeah.
And according to the presentation, it's kind of giving us the impression that there's none going to even be brought onto the property?
Yeah, I mean, we can't, we pump out units before we bring them back into the shop.
Right.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Rick, any other questions for Mr. Perry?
Do you understand all the landscaping requirements and the screening piece?
So from what I understand, you can help me out if I miss something, but installing privacy slots around the fence. Fine, is that correct?
Inside the fence?
Inside the fence.
Yeah.
Most
Yes.
most efficient way.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, Mr. Perry, thank you. And we do have, do you want to speak on this one? I thought so. We're gonna get you sworn in. Actually, no, you probably should swear in one more time.
You want me to swear again?
I swear.
And it's Monica Matthews, right?
It's Monica Matthews.
All right.
I live in Pataskala. I work on Cleveland Drive, a couple doors down from where this proposal is going in.
Gotcha. And what is your comments on this?
My comments is I'm here on behalf of my two bosses,
Okay,
and they are proposed to this venture going in 2 doors down.
they are proposed?
I'm sorry, opposed.
Opposed, okay.
Opposed.
Okay. Okay, because?
They are personally engaged with competitors of his.
Okay, well, I'm not sure that that's a real strong reason not
I
to.
get it, but I'm here, it's my boss.
You're doing your job.
I'm doing my job.
I appreciate that.
So, yeah, I'm just putting in my opposition,
Okay,
and yes.
and what is
There's
the
no
business
problem.
that you're in?
Oh, now you're getting me in trouble.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what business is concerned,
Oh,
or
what we do?
your bosses do.
We're commercial flooring,
Okay.
John Schlater Flooring.
Okay,
They've been there, as far as I know,
A
10,
lot.
15 years or
Nice.
so.
Okay.
And I've done okay. Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments from Mrs. Matthews?
No.
No. Anything else that you wanted to tell us?
I just, one question for Mr. Perry.
Question is,
He's not washing them out at his site, is he? I said he was going to dump them off-site,
right.
but he's not washing them there either.
I mean, we clean them up, too. They're not washed out, it's like exterior,
Okay.
exterior washing.
All the dust coming from your.
Yeah,
your
but
business.
the inside containers are
No,
not washed and
We
then
don't,
dumped
we
yet.
don't wash the.
Okay. 'Cause
Gotcha.
it didn't say,
No,
yeah,
no, ma'am.
thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a couple doors down, but
Right.
it's, thank you
You're
very
on
much,
point.
gentlemen. for
very
your
good.
time.
Thank you for your patience this evening.
Not a problem.
Okay. Very good. So we're going to go to findings of fact, conditional use 25-0071 is in fact a conditional use established under the provisions of Title III of the Planning and Zoning Code for the specific zoning district of the parcel listed on the application. Yes. 2, will be harmonious and in accordance with the general objectives or with the specific objective of the city comprehensive plan and or the scope. And I believe it was in the staff presentation that it was the comprehensive plan.
Yes.
Okay, 3, will be designed, constructed, operated, maintained so as to be harmonious in the appearance with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity and that such use will not change the essential character of the same area. And I have to say yes, because it's.
Yep.
Similar manufacturing and use over there. 4, will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses. And I would say yes, it will not. 5, will be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewer, and schools. Or that persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use shall be able to provide adequately any of such services. So, yes.
Yes.
6, will not create excessive additional requirements at public cost for public facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community. Yes, it will not.
Yes.
7, will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions of operations that will be detrimental to any persons, property, or the general welfare, including, but not limited to excessive production of traffic, noise, smoke, fumes, glare, odor, potential for explosion, and air or water pollution. And again, I think I'm comfortable with yes, it will not.
Yes.
Okay. 8, will have vehicular approaches to the property, which shall be so designed so as not to create interference with traffic on surrounding public thoroughfares. I believe that's already in existence. Yes. And 9, will not result in destruction, loss, or damage of a natural, scenic, or historic feature of major importance. Yes. So we got yes for 1 through 9 on the findings of fact for conditional use 25-007. And if there's no other discussion, can we move right to motion?
I move to approve a conditional use request for application CA-25-007 with the following conditions. The applicant shall address all comments from the planning and zoning staff, the public service department, Regional Water District. The applicant should carry out the conditional use within 6 months from the date of approval pursuant to section 1215.09 of the Pataskala Code. The applicant shall install a privacy screen, inserts, or slats onto the existing chain link fence around the outdoor storage area.
Thank you. Got a motion? And a
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll please.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Howe,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Okay, conditional use 25-007 has been approved as written. We are all set. Good luck with your move, Mr. Perry.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we got some findings of fact to approve, don't we? Get this out of here. What's that?
Lump them together.
Yeah, be nice. Can't we do them all? Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask a question about that last one?
Sure.
If they have to do sewer improvements to the Wesley behind, does that not implicate any kind of like tax?
So they wouldn't be doing any improvements. We're looking to get an easement from their property to get to an existing drainage line that's there, so the city can maintain it.
Okay. So they don't have to do any taxes for those.
No, it wouldn't, no.
You would just be allowing the city access to their land to make the
Through their
improvements.
property.
Yes.
Understand. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, I will make a motion to accept the findings of fact for variance application 25-021 as discussed. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes. Findings of fact 25-021 accepted. I move to accept findings of fact for variance application 25-023 as discussed.
Second.
And we got a second. Any discussion? Roll.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Howe,
Yes, variance application 25-023 accepted as presented. I move to accept variance application 25-024 as discussed.
Second.
And I got a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Howe,
Yes.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Okay, variance application 25-024 findings of fact have been accepted. I move to accept findings of fact for variance application 25-025 as discussed.
Second.
And a second, any discussion? Roll.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Howe,
Yes.
Mr. Van Der Ende.
Yes.
Findings of fact variance 25-025 have been accepted as written. I move to accept the findings of fact for variance application 25-026 as discussed. Can I get a second?
Second.
And I got a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Howe.
Yes. Thank you. Variance application 25-026 have been accepted. I move to accept findings of fact for conditional use 25-006. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and second discussion. Roll, please.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Yes. Conditional use 25-006. Findings of fact have been approved. Findings of fact, I move to approve the findings of fact for conditional use 25-007 as discussed.
Second.
And I got a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Howe,
Yes.
Mr. Van Der Ende.
Yes.
And the findings of fact for conditional use 25-007 have been approved. All right. I'm going to make a motion to excuse the absence of Mr. Coleman from our August 12th meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll, please.
Mr. Howe,
Yes.
Mr. Van Der Ende,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
Ooh, Mr. Coleman's August absence has been approved. And I will make a motion to accept the minutes of that same August 12th meeting as presented and written. Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion? And roll, please.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Howe?
Yes,
Mr. Vander?
Yes.
thank you. Minutes have been, for the August meeting, have been approved as presented. Is there any other business to bring before the board?
Yes, Mr. Howe, Mr. Dandridge, your terms are up at the end of this year. The vacancy postings are online now. You have until October 28th to get those in if you would like to reapply.
Holy cow, no pressure.
A little bit of time.
All right, any other business?
No, sir. Nope.
Hearing none, I adjourn to, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting until our October 14th meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? And roll.
Mr. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Vander?
Yes.
Okay, our meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you.
All right, I predicted the length of this meeting.
I